So gaslighting is a term that has become more popular in recent years, and it is a term that is thrown around quite a lot out of context. And I myself am responsible of making videos on gaslighting phrases and just pointing at gaslighting phrases, which I will continue doing. Yet people often look at these and think, well, I say those things and it's not particularly to gaslight somebody's reality, or somebody tells someone and something and they turn around and say, well, you're gaslighting me, when they're technically not gaslighting. So just what is the true meaning of gaslighting and what is gaslighting? Thank you very much for watching and welcome to the channel, which is all about narcissistic behaviour, and this video is all about gaslighting. So when it comes to gaslighting, the term originates from the playwright in 1938 by Patrick Hamilton, which was made into a film in 1944, where the husband literally went all out to drive the wife crazy by doing things such as dimming the glass lights and then saying that they hadn't touched the gas lights, by pictures going missing that the husband was taking. So when it comes to gaslighting, there's more of a undertone to it, where someone is actually setting the environment to then gaslight and manipulate. It's not a case of a child falls over and you say, jump up, you'll be okay. You didn't make the child fall over. The child tripped. You said what you thought was right at that time to try and help the child. You weren't trying to cause any psychological harm. A friend can come and speak to you about something and say, because they're all up in their emotions, they can be all over the place and they can start venting at you, and you can just turn around and say, right, let's just calm down, which is a gaslighting phrase when someone has provoked you and wound you up and then tells you to calm down. However, when someone has come at you with outside events that have affected them, nothing to do with you, and they are releasing it all at you, and you're from looking at it from an outsider's perspective, and you just, right, first thing we need to do is calm down. Let's try and look at this logically. You're not trying to gaslight them. People can be offended and accuse you of gaslighting them. However, the intentions isn't to gaslight the person. The intention is to calm them down and get them to look from a logical point of view to try and help them with their suffering or the situation that they are currently in. When it comes to actually gaslighting somebody's reality, they will shove you over and then tell you to jump up because you tripped over their foot, even though they shoved you over. They will help you up and then expect eternal gratitude for helping you up. They will accuse you. They will fail to communicate with you. They will fall silent on you. They will rage out at you. They will provoke you. They will wind you up and get you going any way they can. And then when you start negatively reacting to them because they've caused that build-up of frustration and resentment within you, which naturally causes you to react badly, because sometimes when we're in a place of emotions, it's not that easy to keep a hold of ourselves. And they're going to then turn around and say, do you not think you're overreacting? Perhaps you need to calm down a little bit. Yet they've set the environment in the first place to get you going. So with a gaslighter, they are manipulating the reality to set the environment to work in their favour, so that they can accuse you more often than not of the very things you're doing or the very things you're feeling that they have provoked within you. So they will go all out to have a joke at your expense, and they will more often than know that it's going to hurt you. They will go all out to humiliate you in front of others, knowing full well that you don't like it when they say those things in front of other people. And then when you have the audacity in the narcissist mind to speak up for yourself and say, hey, you said this, it didn't, they just turn around and say, oh, I was only joking. It's not my fault. You can't take a joke. shifting the blame completely away from themselves, yet feeling smug because they know they've got at you. And they're going to keep playing these psychological mind games with you in a psychological warfare that you don't even know that you're in, because you can't recognise what they're doing to you. What you recognise is how you're feeling. So you've just overreacted to them and they're accusing you of overreacting. So you think, oh yeah, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. Is it me? Is it them? Is it me? Could be me. And then they're going to go all out to be some of the most insensitive people you could ever meet. This is natural for them, simply because they lack the empathy to care about you. They're interested in exploiting you and getting their needs met by you because they've got that sense of entitlement. So they fail to care on so many different levels. When you're looking for that support, they're not going to be there for you because they're not getting the attention and adoration that they are seeking from you. So when that emotion builds up and you break down, they're going to accuse you of being too sensitive. Well, when you're feeling sensitive, somebody accusing you of being too sensitive, yes, you think, oh, is it me that's being too sensitive, or is it them? Especially when they can come along with that intermittent reinforcement and treat you so well and be so nice to you. So you think, they can be nice. They give you that false hope. They give you that desire that things will be okay. They get you romanticizing about what things could be like with them, rather than recognizing what things are actually like with them. They cause that intrigue. They hide things from you. They're incredibly deceptive. They fail to inform you of things. They show up late. Their phone is on lockdown. You're not allowed to see anything. They cause that intrigue within you to a point where your instincts start to question. And then you just go to communicate with them, not because you want to find out the worst, but because you're hoping that it is your imagination. And they just turn around and accuse you of having trust issues, which, you know, at that moment you're communicating with them because you've got trust issues at that moment in time that they are provoking within you. So you question your trust within them and not their behaviour that's provoking those trust issues within you. With a genuine person, when you go and speak to them with no grounds, it's just from previous experience, and say, oh, this, I'm not too happy about this. A genuine person would be, oh, I didn't realise I was making you feel that way. Let's talk about this. Let's work this out. I was here. Right, well, if I'm running late, I'll just let you know that I'm running late. No issues. Work together. Narcissistic people will purposefully hide things from you to deceive you, which naturally causes that intrigue. It can get you to the point where, because you're ruminating about everything, you're desperate to seek the answers, that you go and look through their things, which you know you should not do. And then they're going to turn around and say, wow, you've been through my things. Doesn't matter that you found that they've lied to you or cheated on you, or they were at a swingers club when they said they were working away. That is all on you. You're the one with the problem. You made them do it. They might even physically attack you if you dare to call them out on this, because narcissistic people don't like being called out. They're going to go all out to try and gaslight you and accuse you, even though they set the very environment. Things that actually happen, they're going to tell you it didn't happen. Now, we can all have a mismatch of realities. We can all sit and watch one football game and have a different perspective, or miss something that happened and just turn around and say, well, that didn't happen, did it? And that's not to negatively impact someone. That's just having a general conversation. With a narcissistic person, they will do something that they know is going to hurt you or irritate you, and then claim it didn't happen. They're going to promise you something so that they can get their needs met by you in that present moment in time, and then fail to deliver, and then turn around and say, well, I never said that. I think you're imagining things again. They will go all out to provoke feelings of jealousy within you. Narcissistic people are some of the most envious people you could ever meet, often believing that other people are envious of them. And they often believe that other people are envious of them, and they actually bring that into their own reality. So you're not allowed to talk to your friends and family because they're envious and they're jealous and they don't want anyone stealing you away from them. So they'll isolate you. However, they'll be allowed to go all out to charm strangers. They'll go all out to flirt with people. You can simply just get them the wrong drink and they take offense to this and start flirting with someone to punish you. And if you go and speak to them and say, hey, I'm a little bit uncomfortable about this, or are you a little bit jealous? They will actually ignore their own family to go and help some complete strangers because they're getting the attention they want from those strangers, not because they're interested or care about those strangers. They're usually stealing something from those strangers behind the strangers' backs. They're in it for their own gains. Yet, if you try to speak to them about what they're doing and how it's immoral, oh, we're a little bit jealous. You see, they appreciate me. They appreciate me much more than you do. And in the narcissist mind, they actually believe that you're jealous. When what they have done is provoked feelings of jealousy within you for their own reality, for their own fun, for their own sick need of gaining that attention from you. They will say that you've agreed to something that you didn't agree to. You can literally just tell a narcissistic person, oh, I'll think about it, and then they'll come back at you later down the line and say, well, you already agreed. How can't you remember? When you know full well you didn't, which is why it's vital to keep as much as possible when dealing with a narcissistic person in writing so that you can go for that reality check, because they are going to gaslight you to your expense. And they can gaslight you to a point where you believe you're the one that's going crazy. They can get you to the doctors to get you on medication and then turn around to your friends and family about how much they have to put up with and how much they're trying to do to help you as a person, when it's them that is literally driving you insane. And it's not until you get out of the situation that the fog begins to lift and you can begin to recognise the situation you were in. And you often come away questioning, was it me? Am I the narcissist? Am I the problem? Because they get you saying these gaslighting phrases to them. Narcissistic people can suffer such a narcissistic injury just because you said no to them and they rage out at you, and you can stand there and say, yeah, we're overreacting. Perhaps we should talk about this when you've calmed down. Yet it's nothing to do with who you are. It's simply because they do not respect your boundaries. So they're looking to break them down. You can literally go and do one of your hobbies. You can go and play a sport. You can go and hit the gym. You can go and meet up with friends. Oh, what are you dressing like that for? Who are you trying to impress? Who are you seeing? So they say these things to you, and you can turn around and just say, oh, stop being jealous. I'm not doing anything. Because you're not. You're informing them where you are and who you're with. You're allowing them to drop you off and pick you up so that they can keep their eye on you. You've got your tracker on your phone so that they know your whereabouts. So you can feel like you were the one that's gaslighting them. They can turn around and claim that you said something that you know you didn't say, and you can say, I never said that. Because you know you never said it. But because they're gaslighting your reality and then they accuse you of gaslighting them, you're the one that's then questioning, is it me? Am I the gaslighter? Am I the problem? With a narcissist, with some it's instinctively done. It's just in their nature. It's who they are. It's coming from that subconscious thought process that's been with them for a long time, and there's very little you can do. With others, it's intentional. They're doing it on purpose. And it's a little game they're playing and they enjoy it, and it's coming from conscious thought. And again, there's nothing you can do. It's who they are as a person. The only thing you can do is write things down, keep your own reality check, and step away from them so that you can get a clearer mind to see what they are actually trying to do to you. And it's very difficult in their smear campaigns. You need to stay out of it because they will literally set the environment so that they can gaslight those around you. A narcissistic person will go all out to make you look bitter, obsessed, crazy, jealous, ungrateful, unappreciative, so that they can play the victim with all those around you, and you look like you are the one that's ungrateful and jealous and obsessed. Narcissistic parents do this with their children. When their children have had enough, narcissistic partners do this, which is why you're best staying out of the smear campaign, because narcissistic people set the environment to gaslight not only your reality, but the reality of those around them to match the narcissist narrative, which is more often than not why the narcissist is believed, because people don't recognise the gaslighting the narcissist is doing. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot get no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. If you do have to deal with a narcissistic person, I do have a new book out on Amazon, which is 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People, which will also be linked in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.